All right, hello again, everybody. It's been a couple days since we've done any baseball on here, and we're back. And hopefully, Crash will be joining. I did say about 10:30, so I've sent him the link, and hopefully, he will click on that link and jump into the green screen or the studio, the green room, the green room. That's what they call it, the green room. Um, and if he doesn't, we're going to be switching this broadcast up really quickly. So this is the splash screen, though, for the 2026 early beta of Strategy Baseball. So it doesn't have the correct fonts in here. I forgot to remind, and uh, Crash forgot to send me. So these are like it's a very different font that he like sort of hand did. But already you can see, and let me highlight this. A nice improvement already here. Um, so hey, Jack, welcome in, brother Jack Dawson here. Got two folks watching, so again, waiting to see. Hopefully, Crash is going to show up, and just going to walk through just what's going on in strategy baseball and go from there. Samuel Smith, welcome in, man. He says, Happy Saturday. You should have gotten. I've already been playing it. I've already been playing it, Samuel. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Did I say I love it? Because I love it. Oh man, it's wow. So going to be showing that on the channel probably tomorrow evening. It's great. It is. It's just yeah, just very fun. Well, you guys will see it. Yeah, the system's super easy and addictive. Really intuitive. Um, I noticed that it was installing. There was a little reference to the Sean Lahman database, so I'm wondering what that could be about. But yeah, it comes with a lot of teams to play in the beta and stuff like that. And there he is. Hang on a second, everybody. Let's get him in here.
Good evening.
We are on the air already, buddy. But
Oh,
all they've seen is the splash screen. That's it. Nothing else. I
oh,
keep
cool.
this is brother. So everybody, and we'll get more people as we go along. So I may be introducing you a number of times. So guys, this is Crash Davis. So everybody knows that in our Greedy Discord, we had or have we still do have strategy baseball, but it's the older freeware version of strategy baseball, and I know a lot of people really like that game. So um,
Good evening, everybody.
yeah, so everybody say hi to Crash. um, we might have to have him quote some things from Bull Durham as we go along tonight. So hope you're ready for that, man. But so about this, the novels of Susan Sontag, things like that. Um, so just a quick just reminder for folks. So found the game years ago, and I'm like, this is a great game. I really communicated with him a lot on the forums back in the day, and then all of a sudden everything went away, man. And so this game is, well, it is incredible, like the freeware version. And so Sam's already asking Crash. I told you these guys are going to have questions. He says, "Do you think
Good.
we can get a demo?" I'll
You think
comment
we
a
can
lot
get a
of these.
demo? Yes, you are going to get a demo.
There you go. I'm going to comment these. It'll be easier for that for you to see. So yeah. All right. So these guys really like it. In fact, Samuel had mentioned to me a couple nights ago when I said I had talked to you, and we were like what 3 hours or something. I said it was absolutely blast. And he said that was a fine game, and he said really looking forward. So, um, Crash, if you had $1 for every time I said you should go commercial with this, yeah, you'd be ready to rock, buddy. So the only thing I don't have turned on, Crash, is because we don't want the reverb thing. Is the game like there's not going to be any game sound? But I thought
Okay.
maybe if we just wanted to kind of maybe go through, let's pretend that folks are new players of
Okay.
strategy baseball
You
and
bet.
go from there. And I'll kind of steer if you want to just tell me
Okay.
where to go. And a lot of people do tell me where to go. I do have to mention something first off, guys. First major improvement of the game. And let me highlight everything so we got everything going. No more X to accidentally click.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, Crash. It's all yours, brother.
If you want to start a new association, just go under new.
Okay.
You can choose either one you want. Just exhibition if you like. I think that's your usual thing, isn't it?
We can do a season. Let's do a season. That's a little bit more
Yeah,
comfortable.
whichever one you want to do, don't matter.
Let's do one.
And
Okay.
you'll look underneath where it says historical MLB players. You've got
Mm-hmm.
that draft league option there now.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, if you want teams to draft players, irregardless of whether they were actually on that team, you can choose that. Or you can leave it unchecked and they'll just go to the teams that they were actually drafted by in that year.
Okay. So that's new, guys, which is really cool. Um, so is this the finally? No, this is not the final version of this game.
No, no, no.
Crash,
This is the
Crash.
beta.
Yeah, this is a beta. Crash is working yet another beta. I can tell you, and you guys are going to get the sense as we go through. He's very exacting, very, very much. So I wouldn't be, you know, just hang in there and really, if you're interested in this game, follow along because um, you're going to be seeing a lot more of it on the channel. But again, I promise Crash, I wouldn't be showing this game unless he is on here. But this game is not available. Um, and Crash is still deciding what he's going to do, and he's talking about different demo options, which we'll get
Yep.
to.
And yeah, and I'll talk more about that later on. But yeah, I can tell you now there will be a demo.
All right, let's since you're a Reds fan, and we do forgive you that. Um, how about if we do the 1976 Reds? Is that cool?
Sure.
1976 season. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click next. All right. And then of course down here, guys, and Crash, I'm just interrupt, do what you want. This is all free form here.
Human owned team. Okay, home team. Let's go with Reds at home and
When we're playing a season, we're
oh,
actually doing a
that's right,
season
that's
where we
right,
play.
that's right,
Yep,
that's
yep,
right.
yep,
So
yep.
yeah. Hey, you could have chose the Pirates if you wanted to.
No, that's too, well, but what can we tell them? Are we even locked into the Reds?
No, you're
Right.
not locked into anything.
Exactly. So I did that on purpose. Sneaky
Ah,
dude. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna stop on this screen because I think there's probably some things that.
Yeah, so your options up here are a little different than what you see in the old game. Player photo is the same. You got team affinity. Again, that's if you're keeping the teams to the correct teams that they were drafted by in that year. AI trades are on, injuries are on, import prior stats. That's if you want to bring in the prior stats that is prior to 1976. I generally always do when I do historical, but
Same.
it's an option.
Hmm.
Annual player moves. Okay, what that's all about is if you want to have players moved to their correct teams during the off season, you can check that, and the game will ensure that they are moved. Sim minor leagues. You can if you want to. Luxury tax is only for if you're using financials. Include Negro League players, 1920 to 1946. That is something new because the Laman database just started adding the Negro League players to the database. It is not a complete thing. It's a work in progress. But if you'd like to include those, if you're replaying a season between 1920 and 46, you can have those included. Playing time, that's for the fatigue. There's playing time and there's age based. That has not changed. That's the same as it was before. And ground rules, using DH for AL only, or you can change it as you see fit.
Even DH for NL only, which is kind of fun. So for
Yeah,
for for those of us that like to shake things up a little.
right. Rotation size,
Hey
that'll
P.
get you either the 4 or the 5. In this case, it's sticking with the 4 since that matches with the 1970 era.
Hmm.
And so go ahead and click next, and we're on our way to generating the players. And then once it gets them generated, it will process generating the ratings.
So, guys, as you have questions, put them in the chat, and I'll comment them up on the screen so Crash can see them a little more easily.
Hey, AP, how you doing there?
Yeah, welcome in, AP. This is the and there's Christopher Slovic. So, guys, once again, this is the latest beta of 2026 of Strategy Baseball. So, hope you enjoy the ride tonight. We've got Crash Davis with us, who is the developer of this game. So, Crash, how was your week while we're waiting for this to do this?
Oh, it's been pretty busy.
Oh, yeah? Good.
Yeah. I'm still getting geared up for the upcoming baseball season, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
YouTubing old baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
When I talked to you last, I was rewatching Ken Burns baseball. This is something I usually do about this time every year. I just get that's how I get geared up for the upcoming season.
Here's a big one from AP for you.
Does the game include actual lineups and transactions for historical season? It used to a long, long time ago. The problem is that it got to be rather difficult to do for one person to keep up with, and it got to be very bulky. As far as actual and transactions, problem with it did right up until just recently when RetroSheet elected to no longer update the database. They turned it over to Baseball Reference. Baseball Reference does not make the database available, which means you would have to manually input every single transaction instead of downloading a database. And that is out of the questions. I can't do that by myself.
A lot of work, but I think that, again, it's what I found, and as we get further into this, and yes, Robert, all you need is love counts, and yes, another baseball game. You can never have enough. Tomorrow night on here, I'm going to be showing Payoff Pitch, PC version, and it's sweet, you guys. Anyhow, back to this. I'm going to add some comments here every once in a while. So the first thing you guys are going to see is uh, a lot of the screens are really tarted up, and that is really, really, really nice.
This
I
is
like
the
that.
preseason screen you get of SBN. Gives you the power rankings, American National League, most feared pitchers, most feared hitters, and in its opinion, Baseball Digest preseason dream team. Again, this is all based on its opinion.
But really fun, I think. It really gives you that immersive kind of immersion factor, right?
Oh yeah.
So there we go. Look at Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, as you would expect.
Naturally,
We fought wars in the 70s, didn't we?
we did.
All right. So again, guys, I'm going to say this again. There's no X to accidentally close. So let's go ahead and close. Another nice addition that I like. If you guys remember before, well, first the opening day screen looked very different, and what I like now is you get this sort of blurred textured photo back there, and it kind of really, I think, makes this a lot easier to read. Should we? I don't know. Maybe go show them some of the game options that we have
Sure.
here. Crash, you're the boss here. Tart it
Yeah.
up. That's right, Mark. How you doing? Something only an artist would say. Absolutely, we love to tart things up. All right.
Game options. If you click on that, you're going to see many of some of the options that you had on the first screen when you created the league. But there are some new ones in here. There's um, tell you what,
Not yet, AP. Not yet.
there's transition sounds, but you got your sound turned off.
Right.
And let's see, there's the autoplay options. Most of the time, I turn those off because I don't want to be interrupted when I'm simming games.
Right.
That's just me.
So that's down here, guys.
Yeah. And you got the name of your leagues and your divisions. You can change them if you want. I generally leave mine just as they are, but you can change them if you like. And then the association options, those are pretty much the same options you had on the previous screen. If you
But
change
there's a
them,
change right here. This is cool.
Yeah, if you change your mind, you want to turn one of them options on or off, you can. Rotation size on this screen, this affects all teams. Trade difficulty for historical, it defaults to 5. That's middle of the road. For fictional, I think it defaults to 9. Very difficult.
Okay. So enable speech, Chris. It's not. This isn't baseball for Windows. So this is Microsoft Narrator type thing, just like Action PC uses and a bunch of other games. So that's what that does. AP was asking about the beta version. So Crash, you were talking about possibly if you
Hmm.
decide you want to go forward with this about a demo. So that could be something down the line coming, right?
Yeah, it's going to be down the line. I mean, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will
Right.
be made available.
Okay.
What is enable? Okay, yeah, you already answered that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
now down the bottom left, you see that little button, import player.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. This is cool, guys. Check this out.
Okay,
Go
go
ahead,
there.
Crash.
And if you want to import a particular player that you have in mind, batter or pitcher, you can
Craig
select
Scarborough, welcome, buddy. Go ahead, Crash.
select the year and then choose whether it's a batter or a pitcher you want to import, and then you get that drop down over here to the right where you can choose whatever player you want.
So this is super cool, guys. So if you wanted to put, 19, hey Jeff, great to see you. Welcome in. So again, everybody, we're here with really chuffed to have Crash Davis here. He's the developer of Strategy Baseball, and he's showing us a beta version of the 2026 version of Strategy Baseball. And Christopher, so this is the best one for you to answer. I don't know what you're thinking about when you go commercially, but I'm guessing I'll let you. He says Chris wants to know if you get every season, if you go full
Well,
release,
by every season, you're going to get 1903 to the present,
right?
to 1903 to the most recently released version of the Laman database.
There you go, guys. There's only a few of us here that do any 19th century baseball, anyhow. So that's so every season. So if I wanted to bring in, we're not going to, but if I wanted to bring Rube Waddell onto any team I wanted, this import is so cool. So you just choose that year, as Crash said, and you can bring any player in you want. So I'm thinking a little bit outside the box, but a great way that you could kind of, and Crash, I don't know if you thought about this or not. A great way to sandbox this game is to use that import feature.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then import schedule. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, go ahead and click on that. You'll get this box here. Now you can choose whatever schedule you want, provided the format matches the current season that you created this league with. So, what year did you start with? Do you
We're
remember?
we're doing 1976.
1976. So you'd
Right.
have to have a 24 team, I believe that's right,
Hmm.
24 team schedule. And of course, the teams have to be the same. So what would that be? 24 would be 1969 to 1993,
70 or 19, yeah, 1990, whatever. Yeah.
2. I think it's 3.
Hmm.
Maybe it's 92. You could choose any schedule from there and import that if you wanted to do a different schedule.
Hmm.
Just another option there.
Yep. All
Okay.
right. We're going to go ahead and just save and close here.
Yeah.
Now, again, up here though, it's grayed out because the Negro Leagues wouldn't be available in this year, but you could include them, like I said, because this had, or as Crash told us, this has a draft function now. So that'd be a great way to bring in
Hmm.
Negro League players. Now, it's probably important to say that it's using the Llama database. So for the Negro League players, because the major league equivalency tables are still being, or those stats are still being built. This is
Yeah.
drawing from the Llama database. So don't
Hmm.
expect Josh Gibson, if you have him like, Steve Tate's hard work that he did in Action PC Baseball, creating about 400 Negro League players using their major league equivalencies. You won't have that in this, but no game has it. So why can't so Chris says, why can't the 1914 or 15 schedule not be imported? I didn't even see that message. Let's see.
Because,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, because, and it has to do with the Federal League.
Right.
Uh, that's been in there for so long. Uh,
Hey, Mike.
there was an issue importing schedules without getting some kind of error that had to do with the Federal League. I actually have to go back to the code and relook at that after all this time. But there was an issue, you know, 10,
Mm-hmm.
12 years ago trying to import schedules for 1914, 1915. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was a problem.
So Richard Dombrov ran into a similar issue with Dombrov baseball,
Hmm.
with because his goes back to 1871, and you would run into problems when you would have like so in the Federal League, let's say for instance, you would have three teams in one city, and so what was happening in his coding was that the program was getting confused and it wasn't importing
Yeah, and
correctly.
mine's getting confused too. I don't know if it's for the exact same reason there. It could also be, I don't know, it could also have been a problem with players. Well, it would have to be with something to do with schedule. So it might have been, yeah, it almost had to have been something with the teams. Again,
So yeah, please.
but it was a problem, so that's one way to avoid that problem.
Okay, Mark asking, he says, can we recap what we're watching? So, Mark, a long time ago in a Discord far, far away, we'd put up a freeware baseball game called Strategy Baseball, um, which is, if you haven't downloaded it, you really should. It's an excellent game. So what we're looking at now is a beta for this year. So Crash has gone back and done a lot of work, a lot of additions, enhancements, tarting up, as we say, as well. Um, and so he's kind enough to come on tonight, and he's let me have access to this early beta to kind of walk you guys through what's going on. So now you're caught up. All right. We'll go ahead and I don't think so. The player photo should already. Well, let's hit this. I guess we don't have to do this. That was my question. Do I have to do this with every new project, or once I've
Well,
done it
here's
and one, is it already done?
okay. The player photo pack
Mm-hmm.
that I put together,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to download it
Which
and you
right.
have to unzip it into the folders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you do that and you start a new league, it'll pick those photos up.
I should show these guys what that looks like. By the way, I think they'll like this. Love the way you did this. So let me, if you don't mind, I just want to show them. So guys, this is cool. This is super, super cool. Let me bring this over so you can see my Windows Explorer. Yeah. So we go to source and we go to faces. So everything here is broken down by decade, which is really super cool. So we're doing 1976. So there you go. So
Okay,
like,
so you got them in there. Yeah. Okay.
yep, I do. Yeah. So you're not going to have, like you're not going to have to wade through a gazillion pictures of everybody who played. So everybody's split up into decades, which is really nice. And
And you asked in a previous stream, you were
mhm,
asking about that generic folder, subfolder.
mhm.
If you go back one level, I think it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what those are. And those are for fictional. That's where they're used in the fictional leagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I don't play fictional league, but for those of you guys, if you didn't notice at the start screen, you can play with fictional players in this game if you want to.
And if you go back one more
Okay.
folder link, you'll see there's managers. The managers photos, those do come with the game already installed.
Hmm. So how cool is that, guys? Um, So I know that a lot of you love player photos, but some of you are like, oh, I wish I could just weed out, get the seven. Well, with this game you can. So if we were doing something in the '60s, there's your players for the 1960s, so on and so forth. Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
if you
And
go
then
back,
also, I just thought I would show them here.
mhm,
So parks, guys.
1903 to the present.
Yep. So there's 137 parks. And Crash, you had told, and I didn't know this before. what kind of files these actually are. So you guys will notice,
Microsoft
yeah,
Access database files.
yeah, that's what these are. I didn't know that. Crash is like, because I'm used to seeing PRK, and he said, yeah, they're actually access
Yeah,
files.
we'll get to that in a moment, AP, about the managers.
Yeah, see, I told you these guys are excited. They're like, "What does it have this? Does it have that?"
Yeah, we're,
So
we're going to get to that screen here shortly.
yeah, and by the way, you guys are gonna love the way you can set up ballparks in this. It's so easy. Oh my god, logos are here. You can add your own, of course, but you got tons of logos already to rock and roll, right? And I think you've got pretty much every major league team covered here
Notice
for
notice how
Artificial
they're
Report.
notice the naming format, because if you have your own, say instead of these logos you wanted to use jerseys or ball
Hmm.
caps,
Right.
you can, but your naming convention has to follow like this, like it does on that screen. The team abbreviation, underscore, and whatever year.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Anything else we need to show? I think we're pretty good here.
Hmm.
All right. So let's go ahead and close Windows Explorer and close
Now,
this.
you since you already had the photos in there, you shouldn't have to
Auto
click
assign.
that. Yeah, you shouldn't have to auto assign. Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what. And here's a good way to test
good way to
this. Right.
find out. Yeah,
Let's go to
let's go Cincinnati.
Cincinnati and let's look at lineups and rotations. Let's just pick little Joe Morgan, and there he is.
Hmm. Wrong cap, but nonetheless.
Wrong cap, yeah. But so easy enough to change picture though, guys. Right there, boom. So if you're really anal retentive and you want Joe Morgan wearing a Cincinnati Reds cap, if you have a picture of Joe Morgan wearing a Cincinnati Red cap, just when you change it, it's going to go to right now it's in the parks directory, but you would actually just make sure just you can navigate to that photo and you'll be able to get it wherever it is.
Hmm.
But anyhow, we're jumping ahead, but because there's some cool stuff I know you want to show here, but we'll get to that.
See, we got some new folks joining us here. And, it's a good evening to everybody who's joining us
Yeah,
recently.
let me get these. Yeah, I've got to pop out these comments here. All right, hey Dwayne. So, do the logos come with the game, or is there a mod site for this?
Logos come with the game.
Which is real nice because in most other games, like in Action
Logos,
PC, you've got to download them and da 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 da.
yeah,
Yep.
logos, parks, and what else was it? Manage your faces. The one that
Hmm.
doesn't is the player photos that you'd have to download.
Right. Which these don't. The player photos don't use the weird naming convention the Diamond Mind uses. So, player photos really are not a problem.
Yeah, it's first name underscore last name.
Yep, just the same as Action PC. So, did I miss somebody's? Because I see a comment one, but it looks like I'm caught up. Okay, all right. So, Boyd, lots of stuff going on here. Lots
Okay,
of stuff.
so from home screen,
Okay, let's
which
do
is
that.
where we were before,
Yep.
if you want to jump, well, yeah, if you want to jump over to games
Mm-hmm.
button at the bottom,
There we go.
there's your schedule for the day. You can see that calendar in the top left. You can move ahead by clicking on the date, and it'll jump ahead and show you what's coming up.
And also gives you the starters or probable starters, which is
Right?
nice.
Yeah. Right. Right.
There we go. Back on opening day.
Okay. Tell you what, if you want to click, uh, see that link to the left that says "Sim through this day."
Yes.
Yeah, you can click that. It'll play out the day's game. There was only two, so it didn't take too long. And so here you've got the winning pitcher, losing pitcher, who hit home runs, player of the game, attendance, and you got your box score link and your play-by-play link.
The box score is one of the things I always loved about this game. It's just so clean looking, as you guys can see.
And down at the bottom, you can click the view game log, and that's just another link to the game play-by-play that took place.
Which is internally hypertext linked too. So if we just want to jump to see how Cincinnati scored its lone run, boom, and we go right there. So we're in the bottom of the fifth, and we can see what happened all the way through.
Hmm.
Are
And
the
if
starting? Oh, I'll bring this up there. There you go, Crash.
if you want to close that out there,
Sure.
and that'll take us back to the box score. You can save if you want to. You can save that box score as an HTML,
Very
and
good.
it'll tell you where it saved it to.
Mhm. So you
Yeah,
can go back, look later.
yeah,
And there's also a print preview if you want, which is
yeah.
cool.
That's kind of cool, but it's also kind of funky too.
A lot of people,
I
right. I
think
mean,
you have
yeah,
to. I think you have to set up your page view.
right, right. Okay, let me go ahead and, what am I missing here that's not letting me close? Oh, there we go. There, that's the only time you're going to need the X. There you go. Okay. So also to remember, guys, and I think it's important to mention that players are clickable anywhere. Like when you're looking at reports, things like that, and you want to wait, I want to see some. Just remember, you can do that. So pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah. Sports Time Machine. Are the starting pitchers based historical or the stock option, where you set your own rotations and lineups? We're gonna touch on that when we get to the team screen. So hold off on that for just a moment. Let's see. I tell you what. Go click current day,
Okay.
and now sim all those games because there's one other thing I want to show you, but we need to complete that day's games first.
Okay. And let's go back to
Okay,
that
so
day.
now pretty much every team should have played a game now. Go back to
Hmm.
current day,
Okay.
and for this day's game, you'll see there's a new link that just appeared because the teams have played games, and it's called Program.
Oh,
Uh,
this is super cool, you
yeah,
guys. Okay. Yep.
it's the third
Yep.
link on each game. There you go.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Let's pick on. Let's see. Mike's here, so let's pick on these New York Yankees a little bit.
Oh,
So,
you're a
guys, this
Yankee fan, huh?
is yeah, he's a huge Yankee fan,
Oh, okay.
and we have to pick on the Braves because Dwayne is a Braves fan. So we're going to try to hit everybody. So check this out, guys.
Now remember, this is after just one game, so.
Crash, do you want to tell them how you were inspired by this?
Oh, let's see.
Because this is new, guys. This is not in the original strategy baseball.
Yeah, this I was at a Cincinnati Reds game and I was looking at their program, and I was just flipping through it, and I saw all this interesting stuff, and I was like, man, this would be great to implement this in the game. And so one thing led to another, and here it is.
And
I'll
look
tell
what
you
it
something else
shows.
I've gotten a hold of just recently. I came across a 1971 Baltimore Orioles. What was it they call it? Media guide,
Right. Oh, wow.
and that had some new stuff in it that I hadn't seen before, and that's given me some ideas. It was a PDF document, so I saved it. And I'm gonna look that over pretty closely.
John is asking how accurate are the full season stats?
Uh, Accurate.
That's a good, concise answer.
Hmm.
It's been my experience playing the original strategy baseball that this plays a damn good. It does a damn good season replay. I did 19. I never did it online here, but I did 1938. I love that pennant race because the Pirates and Cubs fought neck and neck all the way down the line in the National League, and it was like it was pretty spooky. It was spooky close even.
1938.
1930. That was the year Gabby
I'm
Hartnett hit the infamous homer in the Gloman, that pretty much got them the National League pennant that year.
I'm guessing that was the year New York Yankees won the World Series, right?
What year didn't they? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
What year did-
Ain't that the truth?
1955. Yeah, that's one they didn't win. But look
Yeah.
how much information, guys, is on here. So imagine, and maybe we'll just sim out a good part of the season. So you're getting their win loss records, right? Road, home, the records. So for each one of these teams, right, Crash?
Yeah.
Like you're going to see their record versus the opponents.
It's
Uh,
going to track their record for the year, home and road. Then you get the lineup matchups. Then you get the pitchers, starting pitchers, or at least the ones that are predicted. Uh, listed there, and then you get your team stats comparison, expanded team stats, home team highlights, the starters versus the relievers for each team, quality starts, save opportunities for the pitchers that right now, of course, they've only got one pitcher that had a save. Caught stealing for the catchers, and then you get a list of most and fewest in different categories. Longest winning streaks, it tracks winning streaks, losing streaks. And then for the visiting team, you get the exact same breakdown.
This to me is a it's this is huge. This is such a wonderful, wonderful addition. And I'm not just speaking as a content creator. Um, I think that that as you're tracking different teams through a replay, and especially how they're doing, so the Reds have a big game coming up, let's say in July against the Pirates. It's like, okay, wait, where, right? Just by clicking that program button, you don't have to go through reports or anything like that. You go right to this and you're going to see this right now we're looking at Yankees Brewers, but whatever the teams are, Crash, this is huge, man. This is so
Mm.
good. So good. All right.
Okay, games. Let's see. Standings.
Okay.
I'll give you a breakdown of 1976. So you get the traditional breakdown there. In top left, you can break it down by overall or league.
So there we go. That's pretty cool. I like overall is kind of a fun thing
Yeah,
to watch too. And again,
yeah,
this is we just played one game, so this is kind of meaningless now.
right.
And then the usual by division, and anything that you're going to expect nowadays, differentials, everything like that. Good stuff.
On most of these screens down the bottom left, you see under events.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you an idea there by listing the date of when certain things are going to happen. Trading deadline, expanded rosters, end of season, and when the playoffs begin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did we lose your Crash? I think that might be a little bit of a meh problem here. So just hang in there, guys. Are you still with us, Crash?
Sorry, I hit my mute button by mistake.
Okay. So change your name from CHM. All right, that's cool. Hey. So JBI Chris, welcome in. So just to catch you up really quickly, we have Crash Davis on here. He is the developer of Strategy Baseball, and we're looking at the latest beta of this game. And it's superb. So you're caught up. There's a lot to cover, so we'll just keep rocking, I guess. Where do you want us to go? Stats or second
well,
team?
stats.
We haven't even got this yet, but we'll
Oh
get
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So stats,
yeah.
okay,
You're not going to have anything to look at just
right?
yet.
Not yet, right? One game,
Tell you what, we'll come back. We'll send more games later on, and we'll come back to that.
absolutely,
The SBN is just going to show the preseason because it updates with a new issue every 7 days in the game.
hmm
So right now it's just showing you the preseason.
okay,
And okay, Almanac isn't going to be lit up until you've completed a season.
right.
Transactions.
This is cool too. This is super cool.
This is going to it defaults by showing every transaction, but you can filter it at the top by
Right.
various things there, DL moves, trades, releases, etc., etc.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Um, so is this using actual minor league players in these moves? So we're looking at single A, double A.
actual minor league players? No, no,
Okay.
nope.
Okay. All right. And then players. So
Yeah, they're listed alphabetically here, and you can either scroll like Beatles is doing there, or it's got a search
yes,
button
it
down the
does.
bottom left.
Yep. Let's do that. So I don't know if Hank Aaron has played yet, but if I just start and I just type, let's just do Aaron. and then just do next. We got
Uh,
Aaron Redmond, but if I go back, or did I misspell it wrong?
yeah, no, go previous button.
Yeah, previous, right. So this just, there we
There it
go.
is.
There's Hammer and Hank. So just a kind of quick look at, and of course you can see who's, all the players that aren't on here. Don't worry about, but it's the players, right? So great way to look for, just a nice way to look for players.
Yeah.
And there we go. Look, we got like all kinds of, we got 4 people with the name Aaron somehow. I don't know. There'll be a quiz later. I don't know. Should we hit special yet, or should we make them wait?
Injuries. There's not going to be anything under there yet, but
Yeah,
just one
right.
game.
Hmm.
Let's see. Special. Okay.
Yeah.
Special. And up here you can click on spring training. This is one, even though we haven't completed a season yet. That one's going to be filled no matter what, because that's the first thing that takes place each year, and it gives you the breakdown of the hitters and pitchers,
Okay.
or at least the top spring training results.
Right.
All of those other ones, franchise title, team streaks, milestone, you've pretty much got to complete a season before those are going to get populated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now if you want to check, click to select a team and pick your team, I guess the Cincinnati, since you chose that to own
Yeah. There we go.
it. Okay, this is considered the clubhouse. This is the main screen.
And again, this is just nice little touch here. Again, now you can see there's the clubhouse there. You guys can see the lockers, and I think it really makes everything else pop really nicely.
And after a couple of weeks, you'll get the who's hot, who's cold. You'll get in the bottom right underneath the schedule, it'll even show you the standings for the division you're in.
Which is really cool. Where am I looking? I'm looking at, or it will, or where am I missing that? Am I?
Well, right below schedules, and that's where it will show. See where it says schedules and list is Houston.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Right below there is where it will show the standings of the division you're in, but
Okay.
only after X
Right.
number of games have been played.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, up there under graphical depth chart.
I love this. Okay.
This you can filter this by the majors, by the minors, um, and organization, which will show you both your majors and your minors together. I like using this screen when it comes to draft time so that I can see how many players I need in the draft.
And these are real players, the guys that can be
That are
drafted.
in blue, yes.
Yes, these are real players.
Right.
So yeah. See, and I never knew that because I would always just kind of like hang out just on this part, but then of course you got ratings, which is really nice. I don't know if you wanted to get in a little bit too with the ratings here.
Well, I'm
This
going
is
to touch on that when we get to another screen on the team.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Excellent. All
You
right.
can hit close down there.
Okay. Gladly. There we go.
And we go to, well, minor screen. If you want to open that up, it just shows you your 3 levels of minors. Your players are in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can promote or you can move them between levels.
And this is where I was thinking this would be a lot of work, but this is where I was exactly thinking about the sandboxing with this thing. So there would be a way to create it would take a lot of work, but create projects in this game that it doesn't natively do. So if you're willing to put in the work, there's really a lot you can do with that. That player import feature is
Mm-hmm.
pretty huge. So and it wouldn't really take that long because when you get your rosters populated, you know what the teams you want. You could create. Um, we actually with work could create a McGreevy type league with this. So players from all over, all time spans of baseball, all decades, whatever. So yeah, again, Crash. Not sure if you had thought about that, but this is a way to make it a sandbox game as well.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yep. I see. I don't have a life, so I think about these things when they're All right, we'll close that.
The next screen up there is basically your manager screen. That's where you go, your manager office screen. Set up lineups and rotations. And this is where you're going to set your lineups. You can do it manually by clicking on the roster. See where it says position players? Top left. The grid.
The grid.
The grid. Position players.
Yeah.
Click once on Armbruster. Okay. So make sure he's highlighted. There you go. So you notice a red band did not appear under lineup versus left hand, lineup versus right hand. That means he's not in either lineup.
Okay.
Now, say you want to put him in the lineup. He's a left fielder. So put him in there for George Foster.
Okay. So I would just click on Foster.
Just click on George Foster. There you go. And he's out in the lineup for the left-handers.
How easy is that? How easy is that?
Yeah. Pitchers, pretty much the same way. Well,
let's put George Foster back in, though.
Yeah, we probably should.
Right.
Yeah, another thing you can do to set your lineups, you can go up there under auto-generate lineup. And you can set left, right, or both.
So let's just do versus left just for giggles.
Mm-hmm.
And it pretty much has already set them. So the other thing that this program is very good is doing doing the lineups. It's really nice. You can also, but again, let you go through all this. There's just so much, man.
Let's see, auto assign rosters. What that does, that button in the top left, that is going to evaluate the major league, the minor leagues, and put the best players at the major league level. Did that make sense?
Yeah. So, but I wanted to ask though, as far as and like, so what criteria is it using to make that decision? Like to create those without unless that's a doctoral dissertation, then we don't need to get into
that. It pretty much is.
Okay, never mind then. I would just say I'll trust it. How's that sound?
There's no easy answer to that.
Okay. All right, we're gonna leave this go for right now.
Okay, auto generate lineup. We got that auto generated rotation. Okay, so you can click yes.
I will.
And so that puts your starting pitchers in the four-man rotation, drops the others in the reliever core, and we got a closer, so it puts him in the closer spot.
Nice. Of course, we got sign free agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sign your free agents. You can filter by custom filter. Mm-hmm. You can change between looking at position players or pitchers.
And then again, right, as you said, custom filters. So you can really, really get down into the nitty gritty there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great so once you select one, you would click on it once to highlight the player, and then you would click select player.
And then I would just click yes if I want to sign Russ Hunter.
That's right.
And then he's on there.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we just cancel out of that.
Yeah. Let's see, where were we?
Roster's fully stocked. So if you didn't have a full roster, it has a scout AI.
It would select somebody, or at least it would suggest somebody.
Right.
Depth chart is a graphical roster.
Right.
Yeah. And
I just wanted to mention to these guys too that, and on this screen too, guys, you can select any
you can jump to another team. Yeah.
So there's Mike's Yankees for that year. So okay. There's Billy.
Billy. If you click on view lineups and rotations, I'm going to bring up the player card now.
Yeah.
Click on anybody. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's pick another team. Let's go to Atlanta for Dwayne. Oops, my fault. Boink. Am I there? Yes, I am. Okay. Jimmy Wynn? We like Jimmy Wynn, right? Let's go Daryl Evans. There we go. Okay.
Big Daryl. Okay. Now, somebody asked a question a moment ago about ratings. I don't know, was it you, Beatles, or was it somebody else?
I think it might have been somebody else and me, actually.
Okay. Take your mouse, okay?
Uh-huh.
Hover over overall, the word overall. And here is going to tell you it's a composite between contact strength. I got to blow my screen up again, sorry.
Sure.
Contact, strength, eye, and discipline. In other words, the next four ratings below it. And if you hover over contact, based on his batting average for that particular season. Now go into real life.
Okay.
173 and 222. That pretty much tells you why he's got a 14 rating under contact. And strength, that
Yeah, that's home runs.
that is going to be based on his home runs. I, this is a ratio. I and drop down one more.
To I?
Yeah,
Okay.
based on base percentage. And then you've got discipline, which is strikeout plate appearance ratio. Running, what used to be called, I didn't, it was called intelligence. Uh, for some damn reason, I came up with that in the old game. Then I changed it to what it should be, base running. That's his base running ability. Bunting, composite of contact and speed. Sacrifice based on the sac and contact. Endurance and durability. And both of those play a part in his injury.
So I like this either age based or playing time
Yeah,
plus
depending on
plus.
what you chose when you created the league.
Okay. Hands.
Hands is going to be based on his air fielding percentage.
He says, "Oh wow, my recommendation. Bless him. Can I get this game now?" The developer's on here, and that's who's talking with me. So welcome in.
Welcome.
Welcome in. All right. So go to agility.
Fielding range and his what's that next one? Oh, I forgot what
So what I
arm
like,
arm.
before we get to arm, what I wanted to say about this is,
Hmm.
in a lot of games, a lot of baseball games, you'll see these things, and I think developers make, and we know about assumptions. I'm not going to bring up the old trope, but what that means. But what I like is that you have these call outs so that I know exactly, okay, what's this mean? Because if I look at running, for instance, let's go back to, so that base running ability, right? So we're talking about, you know, like as opposed to right down here, speed and running are not the same thing. They're
No, they are not.
close, but they're not the same thing. I'm thinking just off the top of my head, Roberto Clemente is going to be scoring pretty high in running, but maybe
Hmm.
not as high as speed,
No,
because he
he
when
won't
he
be.
got on base, he was ripping,
Yeah,
right? But he wasn't necessarily a base stealer.
no, he was not.
But
No,
I love that you do put these in here. So next one is arm.
yeah, it's a composite between errors, assists, and putouts, which is very difficult actually when you stop and think about it. Because what if a outfielder has a reputation for having a strong arm? People aren't going to run on him,
Right.
right? And that's always been a hard one to estimate.
So is that more of a, yeah, because there's because how do you do that? Yeah, because I mean that accuracy.
Now with
So
catchers, of course,
well, yeah,
arm rating you get called stealing, at least something you can go by.
right. And then here's speed that we talked about.
And speed is stolen base, caught stealing, league average, and where he falls on league average, doubles, triples, runs scored.
Excellent. And then finally, so how long before performance declines?
Yeah.
Now, this will like,
And
so
of course,
let's,
with historical, this isn't difficult because you've got their actual real life. you know when they retired. So
Right.
you have some idea when performance starts dropping off.
Hmm. Now, I think it's important to mention too that this will, if we sim through 1976 and end it and do all that, this then will advance to 1977. Is that correct? Or am I thinking
It
like?
it will and
Hmm.
automatic. Well, no, not automatically. If you sim the entire season, it will sim to the end of the season, and
Right.
then you can sim the playoffs and World Series.
Hmm.
And then on the main screen, there is a button for advance to next season.
There you go. So for those of you that want to play some career play stuff, um, you can do that in this game. So
Hmm.
all right, and of
And
course you have
so
links
you've
to
got
Baseball Reference, which is cool. And
Google, right?
yep.
And then you've got
So
Major
you could
League
Google you can
Stats.
Google Dan Serafini, who just got sentenced to life in prison. So
Who?
Dan Serafini, he was up in the majors for a little while. He was a pitcher, spent like a couple like a season, I think, with the Bucks and a couple other teams. He was convicted in Florida of murder and got a life
Oh,
sentence.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was in the news. Was it last week?
I missed that.
Yeah, good old
So
Dan.
you got Major League Stats, you got your Saber Stats, and then you got splits down there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
you want
yeah.
to click on a picture,
A
close that
pitcher?
out
Yeah,
and click on a
yeah,
picture.
yeah. Let's do that. All right. Let's go with Phil Negro because why not, right?
Sure. Yeah.
There he is. All right, and let's go over with his again.
Again, overall is going to be the stuff, control, velocity, command. The next four ratings is
Right,
it's a composite.
right.
His stuff is based on the opponent batting average, again, for that particular season. Control is going to be the base on ball, plate appearance ratio. Velocity is the strikeout to plate appearance ratio. And command, base on ball to strikeout ratio.
Makes sense for a knuckleballer. This
Yeah,
rating right here, that makes
right.
total sense for him.
Stamina, that is his considered upper limit of pitches per game. That does not mean necessarily if he goes to 128 pitches in a game, he's automatically going to be yanked. What if he's pitching a shutout or no hitter?
Right.
Something along those lines, he will continue to pitch.
And I like that too because some games have this, they make that a limit so that, and a game that I love actually would do this. Pocket pennant run, right? It's going to hit like after certain innings. That's why I'm glad you can change fatigue in that because that game favors post dead ball. And one of the features they implemented because I kept hounding them about it was the ability. I said, look, you're not going to get a guy like Walter Johnson that are going to, or Christy Mathewson or whomever, they're going to fatigue at 7 innings. I want to be able to have those guys in for 9 or 8. And
Mhm.
so what I like about this, and this is similar to Action PC Baseball, is right. So that doesn't mean that at pitch 128, Phil's going to be giving off bombs all over the place. So I
Well,
like
right,
that this,
right.
but it is a good guideline, and I like that. Why
There's
not
there.
add WAR? He's asking why not add wins above replacement for pitchers
Oh, you mean down there in the?
in the comments. He's asking here.
I gotta minimize my screen again.
Okay.
Why not add war for pitchers? One, I don't know what the formula is for war for pitchers. Two, it just never came up, to be honest.
Okay. I always think of, I mean, you do have that for pitchers, but I always, to me, it's a weird stat. Um, I really like Derek Bain's take on win shares and things like that, but I always think about war. I think of that more as a position player, like batters. Yeah, I
Offensive
think that
thing.
was more
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
because how do you because pitchers aren't they're not acting right and they're not pitching in a vacuum or what have you. So I mean I know that it's there, but I always thought it was kind of weird because how do you gauge because the pitcher himself doesn't win the game, right? So how do you say, well, if I take out this, right, this player, how many, what are his wins if he's, what are the wins? It just never seemed right to me for pitchers.
Hmm.
And again, I'm no statistician, but I think of it more of as an offensive stat. So like it'd be easier for me to understand, war, Babe Ruth's war than it would be for, maybe Bob Gibson's. And
Yeah.
that's not downplaying them. I mean, certainly, Bob Gibson is going to be a hell of a lot better pitcher than Dan Serafini, and is whatever, and didn't go to jail for killing people. Okay, so let's go up to endurance. So this is
Endurance and
standard.
durability. These are like the position players. It's this is going to be used for injuries.
Okay, and then hold rating.
Yeah, left or right-handed, and stolen bases allowed. Movement subjective based off your stuff rating. And again, hands agility, arm and accuracy. Those are going to follow the same uh, as the
as the
position
as for
players.
hitters. But now if we
Hmm.
get down here, we got contact, speed, strength, running, eye, bunting, discipline. So this has to do with his skill as a hitter, I'm
As
guessing.
a hitter, that's right.
Right. So, and of course, all right. And then we've got the other thing I've always loved about strategy baseball, is the fact that I so one of the things that bugs me about it, sort of with Action PC Baseball, and I love it, is I sometimes want to be able to look at a player's entire career, and I can't. Right? Even if you
Mhm.
own, which I do, I own all the seasons for that game. There's no mechanism for me to look at that, or even to just look at just the stats. And I would hope they built that. But I love that, and right there, I could just look right 1976. It's all highlighted. But I find that when I'm playing baseball games, I want to be able to look at this player's entire career, and I love that this is in here.
Mhm.
So okay, game logs, of course, for every player. Oh, pitch zone. Is he played yet? No.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, he
he is.
has. Yeah. So if you want to talk about that, maybe.
This right here is your uh, strike percentage, ball percentage, and if you look at you see the blue square in the center. Okay, that's the strike, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares touching the blue is the strike zone. Anything on the outside portion is where the balls are being called or swung, being called.
And this
Eight,
is going to track through the season as it keeps going,
yes,
right?
it will. And 8% of this, his balls are high and out and to the right, for the catch from the catcher's perspective.
And you got the swing miss rate
And
down
swing
here.
miss ratio 15.5%. For hitters, instead of pitch zone, we got spray chart. And I didn't
Right. We
show
didn't
you.
show
Yeah,
that
we didn't
yet.
show that. We can go back to that in a minute.
Yes, you do. There is in-game action, Chris. So this isn't just looking at stats and advancing. You can actually play out
Play
field
out a
manage.
game, and
You,
yeah,
you can play
right.
out field manage as many games as you want, and again, just to remind you guys that even though you select that team, it's very easy to just jump in manage another team, so you're not locked into, oh geez, if I wanted to play the 1976 Pirates, I would have to start a new project. No, you don't. You can manage any team you want, but you can only manage, in other words, one at a time.
One at a time, right.
Right, for a game. But if you had a whole slate of games, you're like, wow, geez, this Orioles Red Sox game, I want to actually manage that game. It's very easy. Just go up and select the other team and whichever one that you want, and boom,
And
Bob's your
if you
uncle.
didn't want to manage the game, if you just wanted to watch, you can
You can
just
watch all the
click on
games.
the watch
Yep.
link, and you can just sit there and watch it play out.
Do you want me to? Should we show that spray chart?
Yeah, sure. Go back to the
Okay.
to a batter
Let's look at the toy cannon again.
and click on spray chart.
There you go.
Now it's using obviously Wrigley Field as a background just to give you some idea, some reference, and it gives you a percentage of where his hits is going. This is tracked over the season, so and it's going to change, and you're going to see percentages all over the place. And most of them will be, if he's a right-handed hitter, it's going to be to the left side of the infield or outfield in most cases.
Hmm. Unless, yeah, and if you're Ted Williams, you're going to be all the way over here all the time. Just ask those 1946 Cardinals; they handled Teddy ball game pretty well,
Yeah,
and Williams was fine with it.
they had their share. Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
So a lot of information. The other thing that's cool is going to be all the stuff that you're going to see up here as the season progresses. Um, where do we go next, Crash? There's a
You
lot.
might as well show them the edit player since we're here.
Oh, all right.
Or do you want? Do you want to?
Yeah, I guess they deserve it. Yeah.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. There you go, guys.
So in here you get all of his ratings at the bottom, and then you get his biographical data up top.
And
And
you also get something super cool here.
yeah,
You get
you can
God
put him on
powers
a
here.
different. You can put him on a different team.
Hmm.
You can force retire the player. If he's already retired, you can force him into the Hall of Fame, remove him from the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that it's
And
there.
if right, and also for those of you that want to, of course, I know none of you guys would cheat. Um, cough, cough, cough. But if you don't if you disagree with ratings, of course you can.
You can change them.
Yep. All right, there. Now it's Pandora's box, right?
There you go. That's right.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. So if you close that out right now,
Oh,
take
I
us
wanted
back
to show
to
one more on the thing, if you don't mind,
yeah.
Crash.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that I love too about strategy baseball, I'm very visually oriented person. I can see where I would want, and this is good, like for if you're if players, maybe you're not familiar with whatever, but I can see here at a glance that I want that Jimmy Wynn is going to be, he's going to be excellent at left and center field. He's going to be around average in right field, and you're not going to play him anywhere in the infield. And I really like that, just to see things at a glance if you're roster building. Um, so really love that. So Mike says anti Harold Baines mechanics, sign me up. so,
Anti
so
Harold Baines mechanic.
so the thing is we like when you were talking about, like, not a lot, no Hall of Fame things like that. So in this family, we pick on Harold Baines a lot.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, he's a very good player. Had a long career,
Yeah, he
but
did.
we're trying to understand why he's in the Hall of Fame. Um, you know,
Oh,
so
okay.
my metric is
Because they
usually,
needed somebody to replace McGuire and Bonds.
I suppose, because it's when I say the names Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Bob Gibson, Harold Baines.
Yeah,
It's
I
there's
know.
just something, and I know I
Yeah.
realize I dropped my voice as a little NLP there, but it's like I think he led the league in one category one year or something. But again, no disrespect to Harold, he was a very good player. He
No,
did what
he's a solid
what
player.
yeah, what none of us could do. He spent what 20 some years in the majors,
Hmm.
so whew, that makes him elite already. But all right,
Okay, let's
should we sim a
see.
few more games to show some more things, or
There's one other thing I want to point out. If you'll click Clubhouse, let's go back to the main team
okay,
screen.
let's do this.
Okay, so the button's at the top.
Hmm.
Okay, right now we're the Cincinnati Reds. So say this is the Atlanta Braves, and you wanted to take over their team. You just click
Oh,
that button right there,
God
and
forgive me. Here we go. There. Now we're the manager of the
now
Braves.
you're the
Well,
Atlanta
we're
Braves.
everything of the Braves, right?
Yeah. Edit name and region button. If you'll click on that, and here you could, if you wanted to, change the name, the region name. You could change the climate, the city name, and the nickname of the Braves. What you cannot do,
Cold.
you can never change the team abbreviation. It has to remain ATL. The reason for that is what the Lyman retro sheet schedule keys on.
Okay. Good to
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay.
Okay. So change logo. You probably already know about that.
Right.
Here
So
you
again,
can,
we just go up here, guys. If you want to change the logo,
and
boom,
you
boom,
can
boom.
select either one you want.
Right. And again, guys, these logos, just remember to use this naming convention. So if you have logo sets for other baseball games, you can pop them in here. Just make sure that you're using the naming convention that's on here.
Right.
Um, and you might have to be a little creative at times, especially if you have like a different 1908 logo. Although this was the pirate logo for 1908, but if you wanted to use like ball cap logos, things like that,
Hmm.
so you'd have to be a little creative. But it's got to be that city abbreviation underbar year,
Right.
right? Okay.
And okay, click OK. Scout
Uh-huh.
info. Every
Okay.
team starts with a scout.
Oh, this is cool, guys. Listen closely to this. Go ahead.
When you create your league, every team begins with a scout. In this particular case, Atlanta has Bill Greenberg. You see his 50 years old, his experience, and his rating in these categories. These ratings tells you how good or how bad he is at scouting players' ratings. So, for example, and you will notice that up here, this player here, Bill Greenberg, he will age each year, and at some point he's going to retire. That is, if you don't fire him first. But keep in mind, what you start with is a pretty good scout. If you look at these scouts up here, they ain't so hot. Scroll down, Beatles. See if we can find one that may be decent. Okay, here's one that's a B, C. Okay, that's not bad. That's average. There's a C,
Kenneth
B.
Hinton. Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
bad.
so you might find one that's
Mark Lamb's
okay.
not too bad.
The reason that these ratings are important is because if you close this out, Beetle,
Mm-hmm.
go back to view lineups and rotations, click on that Jimmy Wynn again. You see his ratings here. That is your scout who's telling you what his ratings are. How accurate is that? Well, it may be pretty close. Click on Edit Player. Now move that screen over a little. Do a side-by-side comparison. 14 contact, 45. Okay, yeah. I is 59. His actual rating in I is 59. His discipline 27. That's off by one. That's all. So anyway, this is pretty close. Like I said, you start off with pretty good scouts. You hire one of those scouts that ain't worth a crap, and the ratings you're going to see here and in game, not just for your team, but other players on other teams, those aren't going to be accurate either. It makes it that much more difficult.
I
So the
like that.
bottom line is I would highly recommend you hang on to your scout for as long as you possibly can.
And it adds another layer of realism too, because
It adds
scouts, the
another layer of
unsung.
very difficult, a lot of difficulty.
It sure does. And I mean, let's face it, scouts don't really get a lot of love in baseball, but
That's right.
they're so important, right?
Hmm.
All right.
Okay, so if you close that out, we're going to take you into another screen from the
Okay.
team Customize Manager.
Okay.
And here we go. Okay, so this manager, Dave Bristol, I have no idea what cap he's wearing in that picture.
Looks like Seattle Pilots.
Well, he must have played for the Pilots at some point, I guess. Okay, so we got roster activity. You can change that. Suppose it's set on normal, which means the game is going to treat it as normal as the season progresses when
Hey,
you're
D.
simming
Scott.
along.
Mm-hmm. Just saying hi to D. Scott coming into chat. Oh, I think we lost him again. We'll wait. So while we're waiting for Crash to unmute his mic or whatever it is,
Damn, I was
um,
talking for 5 minutes too. That's
I
a shame.
right there you go. All right,
Okay.
so go ahead, please.
So, like I was saying, roster activity, if you leave it set it normal, the game is going to make roster changes as is necessary, injuries, what have you, fatigue. But if you set it to none, it's going to lock it in. and there
Okay.
won't be any changes. Can you hear me now, Beetle?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
just making sure.
Yep.
Batter pitcher combo, the game default. If you click on that, you can change it to a 15 batter, 10 hitter, 16 batters, 9 pitchers, 17 batters, 8 pitchers at the major league level.
So as a dead ball player, I'm going to be, I would, I would be doing the 17-8 mostly, but nice to have these choices.
Right. Rest lineup.
Okay. Let's click away
Okay.
from that and let's go to this. There we go.
This defaults it very worn out. Uh, Normally, I like to change mine to worn out.
Hmm.
So what that means is once a player gets down below that, the game will swap him out. Maybe not all of them at one time, uh, but that's the threshold. Pitcher hook. Okay, you've got several choices here. Very quick hook. Think Sparky Anderson, or extremely patient.
Right.
It defaults to average. Rest injured. This is for players at the major league level who are injured. Oftentimes, those players are not going to make it into the lineup. They will be set. Or you can choose never rest an injured player, in which case the game will just ignore his injury.
It's rather draconian, I think.
Yeah, it is. Depending on how hurt he is.
Right.
Pitch hit. Okay, these sliders here
Yeah.
default
So I
at.
wanted to talk about this for a minute, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So, if you guys remember in the original strategy baseball, this was a long screen, and it was dependent on situation, on score, inning, all that kind of stuff. So, and Crash is going to explain how he was able to distill this down into something that's very workable and doesn't scare people off. All
uh,
yours,
the,
Crash.
the feedback that I got from the old way it was, which was very detailed. It was, I mean, like Beetle said, it was. I mean, you could start scrolling forever
Yep.
because it covered so many different scenarios. And the feedback I got was that everybody liked the idea, but nobody was using it. And the reason was because basically they were saying it would take them 3 hours to go through it and set it, all those various settings.
Hmm.
So at that point, I had to do some rethinking. Um, and this is what we came up with. Uh, these, um, these settings here are basically going to take effect from the sixth inning on. You wouldn't see a manager pinch hit in the first inning and the game's tied. So why would the game want to do a check for a pinch hitting preference for the manager? You follow what I'm saying there?
Absolutely.
This is from the sixth inning on pinch hits, steals, and you can slide that. If you'll take your mouse there, Beatles,
Sure.
and just slide it one direction or another. There you go. Now, once you get it set, you can go down there to the bottom left and you see where you've got that button that says Save Changes.
Hmm.
Click that, and you see that value under pinch hit is now changed to 1.28.
So
So
for you guys that didn't
basically,
see that, that was a one before.
mhm,
So these are all
yeah.
ones under here. Okay.
So basically, that's going to act as a multiplier. It is not going to guarantee you that a pinch hit is taking place no more than if you change the steal preference. It's not going to guarantee you that there's going to be a steal. It's just going to act as a multiplier when determining if there is a steal, if there is a pinch hit, so on and so forth.
Boink.
So, any questions on that one?
Yeah, guys, just ask away when you have them. I know
Yeah.
there's a lot. You're getting information bombed here, but there's a lot to this game. But if I can just put in here, I know a lot of people freak out at out of the park baseball. What I find with this, and I love that game. I love it to death. But it's there's so much going on there. What's nice about this is you have more of a focus, and that even though there's a lot of things that you can do in this game, a lot of the things that you're seeing you don't have to touch. You really don't. If you just want to go average on everything, for these manager settings or what have you, you can. But just speaking as a person with an advanced degree in this, this is everything is really really intuitive. Craig Scarborough's, how long has this game been around? Yeah, so the original game, uh, Crash, this is your better, you answered this one. So Craig wanted to know, how long has strategy baseball been around? He says he seems to remember this from a long time ago. And yeah, so wait for Crash. He's talking again. He just doesn't realize he's not on audio.
Yeah, sorry about that. My arm, the button is laying right here under my elbow, and when I put my arm down, I can't help but hit that dang button. Yeah, so this game's been around since 2013, so it's 13 years. I've been working on this. Let's see. So down
And
at the
Craig, in
bottom,
our
yeah, one
Discord,
thing too.
we do
If I
have the freeware version of it. If Crash decides to go commercial with that, I'll be taking that freeware version down, because this is like leaps and bounds beyond. Not to knock your earlier work, but this is amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one other thing about these sliders right here,
Hmm.
you get confused, you can always go to the manual. You know,
Oh yeah, I didn't
about
show
a
that yet.
48. It's about a 48-page manual.
It's got a real manual, guys. A real manual. When was the last time you saw one of those?
Also on the bottom left, if you want to import a different manager for your team, there you go.
And they're all in here. I
As
was checking
far
the
as
other night.
far as I know, every manager from 1903 is in here.
Yeah, I was looking like for if even some like, okay, weird managers, and they're in here. They're in here, guys. So have at it. Have at it.
What framework do you use? Uh, what do you mean by framework? What are you asking? Are you asking what programming language?
So while we're waiting for, we have like there's a little 6 second delay.
Oh,
Um,
oh, oh.
so one of the things oh no, that's good. I just, so he's not gonna, he's now just hearing what we said 6 seconds ago. So I even checked this. Hannes Wagner like managed a couple games for the Pirates, and he's even in here as a manager.
Yeah.
So that's how
Um,
complete this is.
Craig, there are three basic tools that are used. The foundation of which is Visual Basic 6. No, not Delphi. I used to use Delphi when I first was learning how to program for Windows, the mid 90s. Late 90s, Visual Basic 6 came out. So that's the underlying programming language. Then using Visual Basic 6 in connection with Document Object Model, you can control the content that is put into the HTML screens. The user interface is HTML, obviously. And using the DAO connection, you can use Visual Basic 6 to access Microsoft Access Database. So that's it. Those are the three main things: Microsoft Access, HTML, and Visual Basic 6.
Great question. All right, let's knock out of here.
Okay, let's see. Where else do we need to go here? Well, you can in team reports. You've got the filter at the top. You can look at your roster report. You can look at game results. Player ratings changes is something that you look at year over year. After you've completed a season, you're into a new season. You can look and see how your players' ratings have changed. Yeah, that's the game results report where you can look at a box score. Franchise history just gives you, well, again, we haven't completed a
Nothing, right?
season, so
Right.
there's not going to be anything. The same thing with the amateur draft and past starters. There's nothing going to be there because we haven't completed a season. but that's the team reports. Team statistics, click on that there. Yeah, this is only after one game has been completed, so not a lot there.
Okay. And then that's going to be the same here. And I think, maybe what would be a lot of fun here is like, let's maybe sim out maybe a month or so. What do you think? And then we can maybe like look at, because I think it would be really cool to start seeing these things getting more populated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you cool with that?
yeah. You want to do that now?
I
I was
wanted to
going to
show them
take.
this first
I was
because
going to
this
take
is
him into the ballpark.
okay. Yeah. I wanted to this is really sexy. I love
Oh
this.
yeah.
This just looks so good. It looks so good. So, but yeah, let's go to the ballpark. Let's follow your lead. Let's go to the ballpark.
Yeah, your team's ballpark here, and this is Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. So click on Modify Park,
Okay.
and from this screen on the left-hand side, you can set your distance and your fence height. The height does matter in the game. And over here on the right-hand side, you can change the name of the park. Under Park Name, you can select a pre-built park dimensions only. So you want to say you just want to change the dimension of this park. You
And
can choose
again,
anything you want to.
yep. And that
It
will
will not
change.
change the picture that
Right.
you get, just the dimensions. Yeah.
And again, guys, I checked through this, and I mean, like, Palace of the Fans is in here, the old Cincinnati ballpark, and all these exposition for Pittsburgh. So, uh, the Wrigley Field in LA. Samuel Smith has asked you, would you consider selling the game on Steam or would you prefer your own independent website?
That is so far into the future, I have not given any consideration to that. Okay. Assign park photo. Say you want to keep click on before you do that there, Beatles.
Yeah.
Click on photo at the top. Park photo.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Boink.
Okay, so that's Atlanta, Fulton County. Say you want to click on assign park photo to the right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just a
Okay.
bit slow.
So here you could go
Oops.
to wherever you have a photo of a park, and you
I'll
want to
just
give it a custom photo.
I'll do that for people right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to go to my Action PC directory since I have a million ballparks in there.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah. Clinton Parks and I are always
Hey, what's
yeah.
click on Turner Field.
Turnerfield.
Yeah.
I could just start typing down here, but um, I can't be arsed.
We'll go from Fulton County to Turner Field.
Okay. As soon as I find it, there we go. There's Turner. Boink and boink.
Okay, there you go. So you've got the same dimensions, but now
Wait,
you're
let me
looking
show
at
them. Yeah, there we go. See, guys.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Suppose now that you've done that, you want to set up your ball flight and fielder location so that it shows up in the game the way it's supposed to. Go over here to that button there, configure SBN cast, and there you go. Now at this point, the first thing you got to do is you got to click on that little radio button down there that says place home plate. You got to place that first before you start fooling around with it. So you just point your mouse at home plate as close as you can, and there you go. At this point, you just mouse drag and drop your filter locations
And
wherever
so,
you like.
what's nice about this one, guys, and I was telling Crash how cool this is. So in Action PC Baseball, I always call that a Zen exercise when you're setting up ballparks because it's really hard to be precise. But here, no matter wherever I drag it, look, there's no hassle, no muss, no fuss. So I can put the left fielder up there if I wanted to, which would be stupid. But this is so nice and so fast, right? I mean, so yeah. Not, and I don't want this to be like I said. I love that game, but you always want to look for better ways to do things. And there we go. I mean, So right now, if I was still doing this in Action PC Baseball, um, I would be probably still setting the fence heights. But what's nice here is the fence heights are already set, as Crash said. These, but now we should get to the one that might freak people out, but it's
Yeah,
an
this will
error.
definitely freak people out. Now
Uh,
that we got our fielders and runners set, click over there on adjust ball flight locations down
okay,
there.
don't get
Yep.
scared, guys. This is easy.
Okay, this is all the various ball flight locations. So when you see when you're playing this in game and you see something like fly out to center field and you see an animated ball, well, this is where it's going to. And as you can see, there are a lot to move around. You move them around the same way you did your fielders and your runners. Mouse, drag, and drop.
But there's an easier way to do it too.
Well,
It's well, I've always found it intuitive. I know you maybe don't agree, but I like it.
it depends on how far off everything is
Right.
as to just how easy it's going to be.
True. That's true. So might as well show it though.
Sure, go
Um,
ahead. Go ahead and
now
drag
the only
somewhere up.
thing now the only thing here, and I'd pointed this out to Crash, is you would need to remember, guys, that these are actually reversed. So this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. But normally positive y, you would think, okay, and I found this out with the original strategy baseball. I'm like hitting this, and everybody was moving this way. I'm like, or the ball flight locations were moving this way. So it's just a negative. And when I do this,
And while he's doing that, I just want to mention uh, when you install the game, the parks that come with the game, you don't have to do any of this. This is all already set in those
right,
parks that come with the game. So it's not like you're going to have to edit all those ballparks.
we should talk about though the foul lines because I didn't know this from the first game.
Yeah. Anywhere you see an F at the end of the like that one right there, 2SF, 25F, those are foul balls. You want to set those as near to the line as you possibly can. And the reason is because the animation, it helps the animation. If you start setting them off to the far outside the foul lines, it confuses. It confuses the math, and you'll end up with some strange results.
And that made a world of difference because yeah, he was saying, "Oh yeah, and you could." I was like, "What?"
Hmm.
So there we go.
Yeah, see, you can get it. You can only get it so close, and then you're going to find yourself having to drag and drop to put them in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't know this. I mean, this never
But if you
scared me.
were editing or if you were creating a new ballpark,
That's a lot of work.
that's what you'd have to go through.
Yeah, but again, luckily these are already set. So
Hmm.
again, because we were using the dimensions and everything for Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, but we changed the photo,
Yeah,
right? So the photo,
because you changed the
right?
photo, that throws off the ball flight labels.
So you don't have to. So again, Mike, as Crash was just saying, if I were to start, if we undid all this stuff, which we easily could just do this, right? The parks are already set. You're never going to really have to mess with this unless you bring in a different ballpark photo and you've got to adjust it. But with the parks, as Crash said, as they come with the game, you don't got to lock in anything. It's already done. Yep. All right. Shall we soldier forth?
Sure.
Okay. Hope you're having fun. I'm having a blast, man. This is great.
Okay, and then obviously now export. Say, suppose Beatles was very happy with what he's got, the changes he made, and he wants to save what he has done. Well, at that point, you could click Export to Database, give it a new name. I would not overwrite the ones that come with the game, and click Save, and it will save it to a database, which he can import into a new league when he creates one later on. or he can import. He can import a database. Suppose he wants to go back to one of the
Right.
originals.
Which is what I'm showing you here. Yeah. So, but if we go to source, right?
Source, parks, and he can re-import the original or a new or a different one. And when he does that, it's going to import the field distance, the
Mm-hmm.
height, the ball animation labels, and the runner labels as well. It imports everything.
Yeah.
And if you click on Park Photo,
There we go.
we're back to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium again. A long time ago, Beatles asked the question, where are these park photos coming from? You know, he was looking through his subfolders expecting to find a whole bunch of JPEG files with park
Yes, I
photos.
was.
No, they're not. The park photos are embedded in the Microsoft Access database of the park file. Compressed, obviously, but yeah. Okay, Beatles, if you want to click close, we'll get out of here and we'll show
Absolutely.
the in game.
Okay, so you guys aren't going to get any sound. So the reason being is because in this particular streaming thingy here, EVMUX, if I enable desktop sound, you'll start to hear that you get that reverb and then that terrible echo that just goes forever and ever and ever and ever. So the only thing you're not going to hear tonight is the sound. Maybe another night we got Crash here, and maybe if he's maybe he's not on mic or whatever, because I don't want him to think like he's a really bad Jimmy. Not that there's a bad Jimi Hendrix concert, but you know what I mean. All right, so let's go ahead and go to games, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Whichever
yeah,
game, do you want to manage or do you just want to watch?
I think I just want to watch. I'm just kind
Okay.
of yeah. So Pittsburgh, so Rooker versus Carlton. Okay. So again, I think this is so cool, and it just adds so much to the game, and all this pops. Where before this
Those
was,
those are your lineups.
yep,
On the left hand side, you've got your Pittsburgh and Philadelphia pitchers. Of course, this is just their first game. And then at the bottom, you've got the manager matchup.
right, okay. Um, as
Since he is watching this game, he cannot change the lineup.
right,
If he was managing his team, there'd be a button underneath there where he could change his lineup.
so AP wants to know: is there a postseason feature? Is it flexible to set up?
Wait a minute, let me see. Is there a postseason feature, and is it easy, flexible to set up? What does he mean by postseason setup?
That's
Postseason
right.
feature.
Right. So AP, what this will do is it's going to play through the season, and that's where you're reaching. I think he's talking about maybe I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he could AP if you could just kind of clarify a little bit. JB Chris says, "No luckiest man alive" type sound. Nope. Nice.
Playoffs. Is there a playoff feature? Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of if you're playing a historical career or a fictional career, at the end of the regular season, yeah, there's a playoff, and it sets it up automatically. I mean, yeah, it does that, including wild cards. If you are playing a year where they had wild cards, the historical aspect follows the baseball timeline. I mean, so when wild cards were actually used in real baseball, that year it is also has wild cards in the game. I
It-
did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
all right. And again, we got that 6 second delay. So
Yeah.
all right, and here we are. So you can probably hear Crash the crowd, but they can't.
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't hear it either. Okay, I can. So here we are, main game screen, guys. There's even an improvement here. You would have to go back and look at the older strategy baseball, but you've got a larger field picture. These are now nicely lined up. I want to hit play options here because what I always you can do continuous play-by-play, I always turn that off. I like it to, I
I
want
do
to be able to
too
get to my
because
feet.
if
Yeah,
when I'm watching it, it tends to go a little too fast for me.
yeah.
Even when I put it on slow, my eyes are looking down and then I'm looking up, and I'm not in a hurry. Put it that way.
I'm going to go ahead and disable on my side too, since you can't hear them.
Okay.
So again, here's your play-by-play text speed. This one is really, really nice because the play-by-play is going to be happening down here, and for some people, you're going to want the info in the top line, new info coming in. Others going to be on the bottom line. So that's kind of a season to taste
I
type of thing.
usually, I had always did my new info on the bottom line,
Yeah,
but after watching some of your streams,
yeah,
I actually kind of like it on top.
the top line. Okay,
Yeah.
and then normal. But again, this is something that you guys can just do what you want.
You can click off that in-game trivia.
Oh, I like that though.
You like that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Well,
I'll click it off. I'll click it off. Sure. See, I love it so much. I never turned it off, but I love it. It's like you get a trivia question, and then you've got to wait an
that's
inning
cool.
and a half.
Yeah, right.
But no, I'll turn it off for now. That's cool. But I'll remember to turn it on later. Okay, there we go. Now I can hear you better. All right. So um, down here, this is pretty. This is a really cool touch that's been carried over from the original strategy baseball. So you can look at season stats, which neither of the teams have played yet. You can see how everybody's doing today, and it's going to show you like a walk or whatever. Their splits, but the most important thing, right, Crash? I think it is anyhow.
Versus
Is
pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah. So through the season, it's going to track how the hitters have done against any given pitcher that's up there.
That
So
they have faced before. Yeah.
right that they faced, which is real cool. All right. So I like your little icons here, by the way. Little
What
player
icon?
icon, the player icons,
Oh, the silhouettes.
little silhouettes. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Um, the other thing is, if you mouse over a player, you can see some basic hands, agility, and arm for Carlton. For we look at Michael Jack Schmidt here, so you can see those basic stats. But again, just like anywhere else, all these players could be clicked on. You can look at their full player card,
And
right?
under the catchers, by the catchers, you've got a number, and that's their arm rating.
Mm-hmm. Nice to know if you want to steal bases. So.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. So you can also show pitch by pitch. It doesn't play pitch by pitch, but you can show pitch by pitch. All right, here we go, guys. Okay, here's the pitch to Tavares, and strikes out. So, as you would expect Steve Carlton to do. All right, and then it's going to advance the batters up here. So Bill Robinson is up there now. And this is going to be roller out to Dave Cash on to Bobby Tolan. So 2 up, 2 down. Here I am already trying to call a game. What am I doing? There's Al Oliver. I'm an idiot, but I'm a proud idiot.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you get the who's coming up and all that kind of stuff. And there we go. You can you can look at park info when you're in here. Box score is accessible anytime in game. Okay, we'll close that. Of course, autocomplete and all that kind of stuff. You can even look at your park info where you are. So really, a lot you can do here. Yeah. I wish you guys could hear the sound because the other one of the other complaints that people had about the game was that the original crowd loop was too loud.
Too loud. So I went in and edited all of those sounds, and they're much nicer,
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
much more tolerable.
Oh yeah, it feels like you're sitting in when you're in a ball game and everybody's just kind of talking that ambient kind of yeah. It's kind of actually relaxing. It's pretty cool. And you get a couple oohs here and there, which is nice when things happen. So obviously with this game, while you do have ball flight, You don't have animated fielders, so you do want to watch. You want to just glance at your play-by-play, but no big deal there at all. That's cool. I mean, it's still good. There we go. And wow, caught stealing. All right, come on, Bucks. Let's go. Single for Gary Maddox brings up. We always say his middle name, Michael Jack Schmidt. I don't know. It's just a thing, right? Did he cause trouble this time? Nope. Lines out to Dave Parker. So Kirkpatrick, Parker, and Zisk do up for the Bucks. And so you can the other thing that you'll see later in the game is like you'll start to see a win probability for each side, for each team in the later innings. That comes up, just which is
Bo-
a really cool touch. Yeah.
bottom of the six, I do believe.
Okay. So that's that. This basically is what the game does in game. Again, I'm sorry I'm robbing you guys of the sound, but it plays a nice game of baseball. If you want to add in the pitch by pitch, I think it's cool to do it. So it'll say like it'll do the count like 01, 02. I could turn that on and show you what that looks like actually, rather than try to explain it. Again, me being an idiot. So, oh my God, where is it? There it is. Show pitch by pitch. Okay, and boom. So if you guys watch the play-by-play there at the bottom of the screen, Steve Carlton ready to work, swing and a miss, and then on the 0-1 pitch, so you can see that he swung and miss, whatever. So just I think a nice little bit more of immersion. I know not many folks play pitch by pitch anyhow, so. But I think it's nice because I think you get a sense of how your pitcher's doing, right? You're going to see, right, those pitches because like sometimes, at least for me, Crash, when I'm playing in at bat mode, it's sometimes seems abstracted. Whereas if you're watching a real baseball game or watching your game, if you're starting to see your pitcher working deeper into the count and stuff like that, that's why we usually offline play with this on. Actually, I like this feature a lot.
Yeah, the way I do it when I'm playing, it isn't until about the sixth or seventh inning I'll go
Hmm.
pitch by pitch.
Okay.
That's when I turn it on.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
yeah, for the drama.
Oh, got to have the drama. So if I was managing, and actually, why don't we autocomplete this so they can see what manage looks like? Maybe we'll
Sure.
just autocomplete this one. Cross state or cross Commonwealth. And so you can see, and actually, Crash, I just noticed this. You added a lot more because this was just by inning. Now you can do top or bottom of the inning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
nice addition, man. Nice. Let's do this to the end of the game. And my Buccos win this one. Oh, this is a good one. A 10 inning affair. Beat the
Oh,
Phillies 3-2.
cool.
Nice. All right. No home runs in this game. But Dave Parker, player of the game. So look at him. He had 3 hits in the day, a run scored, a double, and an RBI. That's the Cobra. And again, check there. Again, great. I always loved your design here, your design of the box score. Or yeah, the box score, and then also if you want, there's your game log and everything. Again, using internal tagging, you can just go to any inning and see where the scoring happened, or just follow the game.
And the game log does show you the pitch by pitch.
Right? Yeah. So there we go. Caught the inside corner, called strike one, high and away ball one. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
using this right here, that's how it's tracking the pitcher's pitch zone.
you can also search the log,
Yes.
which is neat. So events. So it's searching text basically. So if there was a home run in this game or whatever, just search. Or you want to search players, and then you do that find next, find previous, and see. So if you were just interested in what Dave Parker was doing, or Mike Schmidt or what have you. All right. Um, what do you think? Just show, I guess, manage games so they can see what
Managed
that looks like.
game. Yeah.
Okay. Which is what most of you are probably going to do anyhow.
And there's
So,
that button for changing lineups if you wanted to.
right. So I'm not a Braves fan, so I don't know who I would put, but we'll just, we can just sort of muck about here with it or whatever. But this is how you do it. And so you can change change all their, you can change player positions too, pre-game, stuff like that really easily by just clicking. All right. But let's go with this. Okay. Oh, you can also toggle the team, see what they're doing, but right, and then look at bullpens. So this is neat.
Yeah, so if you're warming up a pitcher, you can choose your relievers and click add. And then you could set the pace.
So as far as when you're doing a warm up rule in this game, how what are you? So I'll use Pocket Pennant Run for an example. So it uses a color system that's going to show you. You're going to see that your reliever's ready. So do you have an indication, or is this more like a real major league manager where you're just like, okay, I think this guy's ready?
You can tell when you're on the game screen. There is a spot, like if you warmed up a pitcher right now,
Hmm.
uh, just click a reliever. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay.
One
S-
reliever.
So let's take Bruce Canton.
And click, let's leave him on normal
Okay.
pace. Click add, leave him on normal pace, and you can click close.
Okay.
Boom.
All
Okay.
right.
Now, if you'll click apply changes, bottom left button,
Yep.
and here we go.
We're ready to go into the game.
Yeah.
So we close down
Actually,
here.
we may should have done that before, after we got on the field, but go ahead and click close.
Right. Okay. So again, Mike, everything is already set up, so there's no having to adjust or lock anything in. So,
Go to your lineup button. I think we may have to go to the bullpen again.
oh, really? Okay. We can do that. Boom. Lineup has been officially turned in. You can't make
Oh yeah,
changes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So,
can't make changes
yeah.
right there.
We were just seeing if you guys remembered that baseball rule, right, Crash?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So obviously, guys, with just there's no managerial situation right now except a swing away. You can call a bunt here, but there's also the more button, and this is something we didn't get to go over when you're watching the SBN cast, and this is just
Yeah,
what you
these are managerial decisions. Most of them, it looks like, is when you've got guys on base. It
right,
looks like.
right. So there's a lot of options. So hopefully we get somebody on base here, and top of the first. To speed this up, whoa, look at that. Okay, nope. Flew out. I thought that was
You
gone.
thought that was gone, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
did. I did. I thought that was gone. I'm going to turn off the pitch by pitch for now,
Okay.
just to make things go a little faster. Okay.
Now that you've got one batter out of the way, you should be able to go into lineup in a moment, and we'll experiment with that bullpen.
Looked like he lost the ball at the last moment. An error on Willie Davis. Okay, so we'll go to lineup and show pitchers, I guess.
No, go
No.
down to bullpen.
Oh, down to bullpen. Duh.
Okay, now go ahead and just pick any relief pitcher
Okay.
because I'm gonna answer
We'll
your
pick on
question.
Bruce again. We'll just pick on Bruce again.
Okay, hit add.
Oh, he already is warming up. Okay.
Oh,
He is
oh.
warming up.
Okay, click close
Okay.
and
Do a few
apply
more batters,
changes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, click apply changes.
Okay.
Yeah, he is warming up. I didn't see his name up there. Look up there right under the scoreboard. Visitor team data. Bullpen.
Okay.
Bruce Dale
Now
Canton.
Canton, there it is. There it
Yeah,
is.
so he hasn't thrown any pitches yet, but if you will go ahead and continue.
Absolutely. And I definitely don't want him stealing third. If Dwayne's still here, he's cringing. He's like, Beatles, don't don't manage the Braves anymore. All right, so Daryl
Okay,
Cheney strikes out, and there we go. He's thrown 4 pitches.
he's 4 pitches in. Now, generally, I look for 12 to 16 pitches, and I'm bringing my guy in.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Um, and I like that indicator. The reason why the only game now I'll start using warm up or bullpen warm ups in this that I don't in other games except for pocket pennant run is I need an indicator like when roughly when this guy's going to be ready.
Right.
And pocket pennant run you can't miss it. It's green. It's like he's ready to come in.
Oh, okay.
So but having this is nice too, because it's like, okay, Jesus, 2 hitters an offer is this, and I like the fact that you can set that pace as
Yeah, you
well.
can set the pace. You can slow it down to where he's just barely going to get a couple of pitches in between batters, or you can really speed it up too if you need
Right.
to get a guy in there in a hurry. You also notice there's a new button. There's play options, autocomplete, park
Hmm.
info, box score, and bullpen.
There we go. And it's
Click on
just
bullpen,
I just
and
did.
you just
And
set him down.
oh
Okay.
yeah, I see that. Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now so that brings me to my next question.
Okay.
So let's say I've got a guy warming up the pen, but it's like, okay, I may want to use him, but he's had enough. Now, when I sit him down, but let's say a half inning later or something, I'm like, oh, geez, I better get him back up.
Okay. He will. Yeah.
He's gonna be cold again, right?
Right.
Oh, okay, because again, some games have that. Well, he threw a few pitches, whatever. He started
Yeah.
to warm
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
okay, that's
He
good
gets
to
he
know.
gets back up. He's cold.
Okay, cool. So guys, I hope you're enjoying this. There's really this is great. Um, I know about the earlier question about Steam.
Where are
The
they
thing of
playing this? Where are they playing this game at?
we're playing Jack Murphy Stadium.
San Diego. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah. I didn't recognize it at first.
Yeah, yeah. I don't play a lot of Padres games, so not a lot of speed here with these Atlanta Braves. Okay, because I'm like, oh, I want to hit and run, I want to steal, but nah, we'll just go ahead and boom. But you get a lot of options here, and as you would suspect. Oh, now that's gone, baby. Open the window at Minnie. What happened? No, he fouled out
Foul
the
ball.
toy cannon. Wow. I love the way boom. I haven't had a home run in this game yet. So I'm like, that's why I'm always excited. I'm like,
You haven't had
uh,
a home run in this game yet?
not yet, not yet, not yet. Kind of. Well,
Hmm.
I'm jumping around and messing with different things, and
I thought we had one when we was you and I were on here.
I think we did. Yeah, but I mean, like on my own. Yeah, I think we did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I like those big arcing shots, but frankly, what I've been doing with this game is just poking around and having fun, just looking at all the
Yeah.
different screens of what I can do. And that's when it hit me about I can make this a sandbox game too. So, because I'm kind of really into that sort of thing. But again, the other modes that we haven't shown, guys, is you can pick any 2 teams in baseball history from 1903 to present, um, and play anything from a 1 to 7 game series between them. And then for those of you that you can also do pick a year, but make it a draft league. So we could have started in 1976, hit draft league, and those players who played in 1976 will be in the league, but not necessarily on their teams.
Hmm.
So it'd
Right.
be a way for you to shake things up. And then the other one, which I would never use, but some people do like it, is fictional players.
I like the exhibition because I can take a team from say 1935, play it
Mhm.
against a team against 1975.
Right. Oh, that's so much
I
fun.
have fun with that.
Yeah, so do I. In fact, that's a lot of strategy baseball that when I would play it here on this channel, would be just let's pick 2 teams, guys. Whoever you first guy to name it gets the home team, second guy is the visitor or whatever, and just have a lot of fun with it. Um, so well, the way I do it, at least, is once I get a couple innings, then I'll just start switching it over to today, and what have you. Yeah, Brad Church, and so I told you, Crash. There's interest. MV wants to know when the game is going to be released. Brad, how you doing? He says, "Well, no, I'm not the best." Brad, you are Brad Church Esquire. He says, "Who's my favorite Pirates player of all time, Hannes Wagner is the answer. He said, had a few puffs of the Magic Dragon tonight. All right, yeah. Lived by the sea and everything.
Hannes Wagner was a little before my time, so I want to go with
Well, I'm
Roberto
100.
Clemente.
Okay, I'm 130.
I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. So Clemente, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. But I got to stick with my man Wagner. But Clemente's in my top 5 all-time Pirates. My second favorite Pirate is also a shortstop, Archie Vaughan. So
Archie Vaughn.
Archie Vaughan, who was tutored by Hannes Wagner, and
It doesn't
Vaughan, one of
seem
the
like
great
the
ones.
Wayner brothers get a lot of love.
And they should. Paul Wainer was just an amazing ball player.
Hmm.
But Lloyd Wayner, people sell him short. He was a brilliant center fielder. He didn't have the same power, the same batting as his brother did.
Right.
But he was still a lifetime, or I forget what his lifetime batting average is, but he was a consistent hitter, more of a spray hitter, singles hitter. But Paul Wainer, so I mean, the Pirates have always been blessed with great outfields. Always,
Yeah.
we had Ralph Kiner, Roberto Clemente, Max Carey, Fred
Including the
Villar.
one they gave up on
Oh God,
Andy Van Slyke.
yeah, I know. Oh, please don't remind
They
me.
should have held on to
Well,
him.
we gave up on Kutch in the prime of his career too. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah. I like Cutchin.
yeah, so he's working with the Texas Rangers now. Yeah, Brad, he says loves Andy Van Slyke. So quick, it was a Pirates Cardinals game, but it was by the time that Andy was with us, and Andy used to like to just terrorize people, like sort of have fun. So the groundskeepers trying to just how they hose down the infield a little bit
Hmm.
before the
Yeah.
game. And so Van Slyke he was going over and he was kinking up the hose, and then guy would look around, he would drop it, and just like, and there was another day they had like some sort of marching band on the field, and Van Slyke was running up and yelling, and there was boo, and you see all these people jumping and while they're playing, and yeah, he was incorrigible,
He
but
has a character.
a character, but what an arm! Oh my
Hmm.
God, what an arm! It was almost like Roberto Clemente reached down from heaven, and I mean, Van Slyke's arm was damn near that strong. Yeah, and used to love to watch play. And they learned quickly. It's like, okay, we're not going to run on this guy anymore. Okay,
MV asks, when is the game going to
yeah.
come
See,
out?
there's a lot of interest.
There's going to be a demo. I'm not ready for a timeline just yet. There will be a demo of the 2026.
Right.
Um, I can't give a time right now.
So one thing is about this community is when they like a game, they're definitely chomping at the bit to try it. But it's a good thing that you take your time. And I just really hope. I was going to start the comment about Steam. Steam's nice because it keeps a game updated. However, and I don't know what you're considering, Steam also takes a cut. If I were you, I would probably start just selling it through your website, and you've got a great community here, and if, and through the Discord and everything. If you decide to go that way, you just notice I'm trying the neurolinguistic programming here again.
That's still a ways off yet, so I haven't
Right,
sat down and really given that a lot of thought. What
okay,
I'm going to do there, but
right.
I can tell you, like I said, since the start of this podcast tonight, there will be a demo, and it will be made available to the community.
There you go, guys. So keep an eye out for that. So Crash is in our what you can tell them what name you go by. Crash is in the Ned McGreevy Discord, guys. So interact, say hi,
Yeah. Hmm.
and if you don't mind if they have questions, if that's okay for them
Absolutely.
to reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and auto complete and Crash. I don't know how much longer you have if you're good for a little bit or something. I thought maybe we would sim out some games. You let me know when you're done, though, because you know.
I'm okay for a little while.
All right. Let's. How about we sim the month?
Okay.
All right. So we're not going to pause any damn thing here. We're just going to let it go.
And that's
So
that's usually the way I do it.
so MV's asking what games influenced you.
Oh my goodness. I started playing. Well, you and I talked about this.
Hmm.
Me and Beatles did. My first games were board games. Status Pro Baseball. Let's see. There was a game, and I still can't. For the love of me, we couldn't think of the name of this game. Maybe you guys out there can help. Stat. What was it called? Stat Pro Baseball. It was made
Oh,
by
from Logic. Yeah.
Sublogic. Does anybody remember that? I think that was the name of it, Stat Pro Baseball. And then, of course, Micro League come along. I missed out on Earl Weaver and Tony La Russa.
Mm.
So there you go. You know.
He also wants to know, Crash, what made you want to make a different game? Like, in other words, make your own game.
Oh man, what made me want to do it? Because there was so much that I wanted to put in the game. I'm a historical nut. I'm a historical nut, and there's so much that I couldn't find in other games. That had a big part. That had a lot to do with it, and I've tried to cram as much as I possibly can into this game.
You've done that, that's for sure. But it's not overwhelming. That's the thing. Everything's really
Well,
logically
trying to,
laid out.
it's a delicate balance. Trying
Mhm.
to put all of that in there, but try to make it to where, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to try and figure the thing out.
Mhm. So, yeah, I mean,
But having said that, there's a 48-page manual, you
which
know.
yeah, we will show you. Yes, and it's not like just
You
three
know,
sentences per page, but
there's
it's
so
well written.
much to
Hmm.
it and what can you can do that the manual I did not mean to start out with a 48-page manual, I can assure you. But it just grew into that. And it was necessary.
So you guys will also notice as the simulation is going on, you're going to get to see these leaderboards changing to different things. So I don't know if you're, I know we all like to watch this part, but this changes too. There we go. So now we've gone up through May 11th. And V says, thank you. And V's our resident Brit by way of Wales and West Virginia. So now we can start looking at some of the other cool things.
Look at the
Uh,
stats and see what we got.
sure, let's do this. So there's our leaders, obviously.
That's your offensive leaders there.
There we
And then
go.
you got your pitching leaders. Also at the top, as you can see, you could suppose you could filter by American League,
Well, we'll do by the real league, which would be the
National
National League.
League.
Yeah,
Your
that's real baseball there.
Yeah, I don't even recognize the American League in real baseball, to be honest with you. You can filter by current season, or if you've completed many season, you could do that as a drop down, and you could choose any completed year. Batting plus is basically some saber stats thrown in there with some other fundamental things.
And then we got, of course,
Pitching plus is same thing. Hits per 9 inning, base on balls per 9 inning. Team batting. I noticed you skipped right over fielding. You must not care anything about fielding, do you?
well, so fielding's okay. So, but the funny thing is the stat that I'm not a fan of in
Hmm.
fielding is fielding percentage.
Really? Why is that?
Eh, I think that,
You mean in real Major League Baseball?
yeah,
Why
in
is
real
that?
Major League Baseball, yeah. So for me, fielding percentage is kind of. I mean, I know what it is, but what I tend to look at it's sort of like fielding average. All right, so let me use batting average as an example.
Hmm.
So if a guy hits 317, that's a damn fine hitter. But and that would apply for anybody, of course, if a pitcher hit 37, if they still hit, right? But so if a first baseman hits 317, a left fielder hits 317, either way, you got a 317 hitter. But fielding percentage to me, or fielding average, seems to assume all positions are equal, and they're not, right?
Right, right.
And so putouts, right? So all these things that figure into fielding average, a putout for a third baseman is going to be a
Hmm.
little bit different, I think, than for a first baseman.
Yeah.
that is going to be different even left center and right field. I mean, we generically call them outfield, but I would argue they're
Yeah, that's a good
different.
that's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I think it's a bad stat? No, but so offensively, I'm not a fan of the stat total bases. I think it's, you know, it's 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 an important stat, but I don't think it's the end all be all stat. Same with WAR though. Everybody talks about wins above replacement, and it's like, nah, there's more. There's much more, like, or right. So ERA plus, I think is a really super important stat. OPS, all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So that's just my thing.
Okay.
Um, but not that I think it's a bad stat, but I think it's you can look at it and think of it. If you think of it as a batting average, then it doesn't become very meaningful. You have to kind of, for me, I have to separate myself from what that means, I
Hmm.
guess. And
If you you were looking at team batting and team pitching a moment
I
ago,
love this. Yeah,
and it
yeah, yeah.
showed you the 16 team, or no, I'm sorry, how many team? What are we doing? 1976? Oh, you need
76.
to go back. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's showing you all the national leaguers
right.
under
And
team batting,
everything's
team pitching.
sortable too. Everything is
And if you
sortable.
go up here under batting leaders again,
Yep. And let's switch it to,
switch it to both.
okay.
And now go under team batting. Now you're going to get a list of all the teams. So you can filter that way.
So look at the Boston Red Sox leading the majors right now, 23 home runs. Cincinnati just behind at 21. Where's my Pirates? Oh, good God. We're underperforming. We only have 8. Ouch. 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 We're down there with the Chicago White
I
Sox.
see a code spell there. If you click on reports over on the left, Beatles,
Yeah, sure.
and this is going to give you the first screen that's going to come average team ages,
Okay.
which that's kind of interesting. Also, it gives you total players, and you can see all teams are filled to 40 man rosters. And what's under that drop down?
This
Select the
one.
report. Yeah.
So you have that previous
Previous
image.
amateur drafts. Well, we haven't even done one amateur draft yet. And attendance report. If you were playing a fictional, that would matter your attendance. But we're not doing fictional. We're not doing finances, so no big deal there. Let's see what else. What else? What else? Oh, we did a month, so let's click on SBN. See what the latest issue says to say.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But look at Oakland. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the rotation ERA right now,
Mm-hmm.
1.18.
Yep.
Sick. Wait, I just got to see where they are in hitting. See, this is what I do with these games,
Uh huh.
right? Yeah. So, it looks like for Oakland, I'm not doing too bad up there as far as where are they as a team, as far as average goes. So yeah, it's the pitching really kind of doing the job. I'm sorry. What did you want me to look now?
Did we look at standings after a month?
We can always go back and look at standings.
Right down here at the bottom.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. So Boston, California, New York,
New York,
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Yeah. Well, I would expect to see Cincinnati there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, hey, the Bucks are holding on. We're holding on. We're holding on.
Um,
A month in.
yeah, let's try SBN. I want to see what the latest issue has to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hitting
Look
streaks.
at this. This is wild. Oh my God.
Johnny Bench, 14 game hitting streak. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Look out. Your player of the months.
There you go. Mike Hargrove and Cesar Cedeno. Look at this. So all this is clickable, and you can jump to any one of
Yeah,
these. But
those are the links at the top. Yeah.
there we go. Players who left the most runners on base. Runs scored. So here we go. OPS plus. Look at Don Money up there at 186. Jeez. Johnny Bench at 162. So this is there's again ERA plus. Mike Marshall's having a hell of a year, isn't he?
He
But yeah,
is.
the ERA plus of 373. Wow.
Yeah, after just a month. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. And he's only a few starts, but still. Yeah, so he's posting below dead ball era. Everybody is right now. First month of the season, everybody's Christy Mathewson or
Yeah.
Walter Johnson, right? But this is still so really cool. So this is neat. I like this stat. This is cool.
Which one?
Right here, our
Oh,
RBI leaders. Yeah, it's
runs,
hitters'
RBI
effectiveness in
leaders.
scoring and driving in runs scaled to average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really cool. So is that a Saber stat? I never.
That is something I made up.
That's a
I
really cool
came up with.
stat.
Yeah.
That's a cool stat.
There's another one I came up with, but it doesn't look like it's in this issue. It's called out percentage.
Out
No, no, no,
percentage.
no, no. It's called productive outs.
Okay.
Tracking players who make outs, but productive outs, meaning they're moving runners along.
Right. Right.
That I thought was pretty cool.
That is cool. So what? Like, can we talk about this one for a second? Where? How
Hmm.
did this like? What made you come up? Because this is a cool
I
stat.
want,
It should
I
be
wanted,
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to know which players are scoring and driving in runs, and put it in an average scale. I want to know who the best were at it.
Wow. That's a cool stat. Where's
Yeah.
Bill James? We got to Bill. You got to yeah. Come on, make
Bill
the case
James.
for this. Bill James. I know. I do love his historical baseball abstract though.
Oh
That's great
yeah,
reading.
yeah.
Yeah. Good old Bill. Um, so I love how to when you because you're getting a lot of information about the project that you're doing here. So who's hot right now? Well, Fergie Jenkins, but why? I mean, look at that. So 14 strikeouts. He's 2-0 right now. Or 2-0 in the last 2 weeks. He's 3-1 in the season with 21 strikeouts, only 7 walks. So you just get so much information here. It's crazy, just crazy, in a good way. Um, so there's relative average, power speed number, sabermetrics baseball stat, home run and stolen base numbers into one number. That's cool. I like that.
Hmm.
So you're not going to be at a loss for tracking everybody in your. They're isolated. Now this is stat I love, and I think this needs to replace slugging percentage. Isolated power makes more sense to
Hmm.
me than slugging percent. Slugging percentage is sort of how I feel about like total bases kind of thing, that it doesn't paint a complete picture. Now we're not going to see Don Money hanging out up here,
Oh
right?
no, no.
We're a month in,
Yeah.
but that's always fun. Like in the first month of the season, because you're seeing guys are like, okay, this guy thinks he's Jimmy Fox or whatever, and he's not.
Right.
Yeah,
Active hitting streaks. That's pretty cool. I like looking at that,
oh, I
especially
love
after
that.
you've completed, upteen number of seasons.
Right,
And then you look at this right here. It'll tell you what the all-time record is in your league, and who has the best for the current season.
and we got Cliff Johnson. He's on a 10-game hitting streak right now with the
Yeah,
Stros. No injuries. How about that?
yeah. Early in the season.
Good old Yachty. Yeah.
If you click close right there.
Oh, before I do, I just want to talk about
Hmm.
there's some nice things here, just really quickly. It says some of the best performances over the past week.
Yeah.
So all these nice shutouts and everything like that. And look at this, man. Burt Blyleven, 14 strikeouts and a four nothing win over the Tigers.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Yeah, I'll hit the close button though. I'm sorry, man. I get so lost in
No, that's
this though.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, SBN. Almanac button at the bottom. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it will not activate until you've completed at least one season.
Could we look at like just some teams, like to break down even
Sure.
further, get granular? There we go. So we can look
Yeah,
at
there's the standings thing I was talking about under
right,
schedule. Yeah. So that's the standings for that team in that particular division.
and then you can go in here and look at your stats just for your team
Hmm.
as you're going along, which is real nice. Um,
Now you
uh,
can go under expanded team results and look at those
there we go.
streaks.
There we go.
And it'll tell you what date those streaks occurred.
There we go. This is so cool. Crash, you've done a hell of a job, and I'm not knocking the original version of Strategy Baseball. I thought it was amazing, and back then, I remember it's like, why just think why isn't he charging for this game? Why? And everything that I've seen, this is just and I know that just I've only spoken to you now for this podcast, a few emails, and that 3 hours, and just that I sense that you're. I mean, this is your baby. You want it right, and you've done just such an incredible job. Down here, the nice records, so you can get that there, guys, and even
Yeah.
even down to the weather, even down to the weather.
There's
So
a
the Reds
reason
are
why the weather report shows up in the box score.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So the Reds are 9-6 when it's between 50 and 69 Fahrenheit. We're not late enough in the season yet for the 90s, but the Reds, they're not having it between 70 and 89. They're 1-2 right now. They're like, whoa. So this is really really great. How are they doing against the Pirates? Oh, well, they haven't played the Pirates yet.
Yeah.
All right. So
A couple of teams
who's
they ain't played.
so they have Houston's number definitely and San Diego. Um, but wow, this is just great stuff. Just great stuff. Wow. Do you think we've done information overload?
I don't, does anybody out there have any questions?
Feel free, guys. Feel free. Again, the only time you're gonna see this on the
Oh, wait.
channel,
Going. Well, yeah, that's right. You got to complete a season to get most of the stuff on special. Yeah. So
right? Yeah, because you were talking like the favorite toy and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Well, you might be able to click on special.
Let's see what happens here.
I know hitting streaks will be active now.
Okay. Well, Team Streak should be too.
Yeah.
Yep, there they are. None of these are going to be here yet. Let's see, milestones. There's favorite toy. I don't know if we're going to have this yet.
No, you got to complete a couple of
Right,
seasons there.
right. So all of this. Well, what Grand Slams? There we go. Don Money. What's Don Money is he's doing
Well,
HGH
that
report
tells
with
you why
me.
he was on the list.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
You're right.
So, let me see. There's your top prospects, hitters to watch. Pretty cool stuff. What else do we got? Oh well, again, so all of this is going to be later on.
Yeah.
Um, but so, guys, as I was going to say really quickly, the only time you're ever going to see this game on the channel is when Crash is here. So this is not available. Crash was very kind enough to, let me play with this beta, um, and all those kinds of good things. But if he decides to go commercial with this game, or if he tells me, it's just time to take that down, I'm going to take the other one down. But that's why I'm hoping if you do have questions, or if you do later on, do leave them in the comments section, and I will forward those on to Crash as I see them, because I do pay attention to the comments and try to answer them through the week, or sometimes we do on our Sundays comments about comments broadcast. But I'm not going to be showing this game on the channel without Crash's being here. That's kind of his okay, because this is his baby. But I love it, and just seems to be some pretty good. There seems to be keen interest in it, and we're not pressuring you to Crash or anything like that. But there will be a demo at some point, guys.
Yes.
Just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, I know you're probably not used to these long broadcast formats. I am. But I want to thank you for coming on. I'm just going to let these guys know really quickly. Tomorrow, on I don't know what time, but I'm going to be on with the beta of Payoff Pitch Baseball, and it plays really beautifully. So the hype around the community on Payoff Pitch has been real, and I can tell you guys from the bit I've been playing it, it's there's no hyperbole about the game. There's no exaggeration. It plays beautifully, super intuitively. So look for that tomorrow. Crash, you're welcome on anytime, man. You just want to come on and talk baseball. Sometimes, we do baseball chin wags. We just talk about baseball. There's not even a game going on. We just do baseball, whatever this is about family. And so glad that you're part of it.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I'll when I can. I don't generally stay up this late,
Hmm.
but when I can, I will stop in.
Excellent. You're always welcome. Well, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to go.
One other little thing,
Oh, sure. Sure,
just
sure,
for
sure.
fun.
Hmm.
Go ahead and click the main button,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's go to main. There we go. Boop.
and you're back to the main screen. As you can see, that is Great American
Oh,
Ballpark. I am a Cincinnati Reds fan, and for those of you who are not, and I can't imagine why you wouldn't be,
I can't believe you're saying this to a Pirate fan. Go ahead.
you can you can change this main screen to another if you like, and
Oh.
I will show you how to do that uh, later when the beta comes out.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
when
you're
the
killing
demo
me.
comes out. Yeah,
Oh my God, I want PNC Park on there, but okay, I'll
yeah.
wait.
Okay,
No, that's a
cool.
beautiful ballpark.
I just wanted to point
Oh,
that out.
we haven't mentioned this. Just to close out, guys. When was the last time you saw a game manual? Well, guess what? There you go. And it's it's just there you go, guys. This is an honest to God game manual the way we had back in the glory days of gaming.
I mean,
Night,
if you were to print this out, you need somebody to help carry it.
yeah, yeah. It's a big manual. So, but it's well written, very well written. In fact, um, if I compare this to Action PC Baseball's manual again, I'm not. I know it seems like I'm picking on that a lot tonight. They Dave and company really need to step up the manual game because I've found that there are things in Action PC Baseball I've either needed Steve Tate to say, "Oh, how do I do this, Steve?" or I've had to try to figure things out myself. Nothing is left like you just go through this manual. You're going to be able to know, the minutia in this game, everything that you need to know, even things maybe you didn't know you needed to know, are in here. With that being said, I hope that at least this kind of very this kind of cursory run through has given you a great idea of the depth, the freedom that you have, the customizability you have in this game, and just how immersed you can become in your own projects. Yeah, Crash, you got the closing thoughts, if you have any.
Well, I appreciate everybody that showed up here. Uh, and like I said, I will be getting a demo together, and it will be coming out. And I appreciate everybody for showing up.
That's it, guys. Till next time, we'll see you around the batting cage. Good night.